The only other question I would have is, why do you watch television in the first place, then?
Why not?
Well,
What's the implied meaning of that? Why do you eat a nice dinner, or why do you kiss your wife,
huh.
or why do you study Vedanta,
Mm.
or what? Huh? Why? Why not?
Mm.
See, freedom means there's no restrictions.
Yeah.
There's no limitations. That's what freedom means. So to say that I'm enlightened, I can only do these particular things and can't do other things, means I'm not free, doesn't it?
Yeah. So there is joy in the objects.
But the joy that's coming from the objects is actually coming from me.
Yeah.
And that joy that's coming from me is constant joy.
Mm.
It's parama prema swarupe. It's constant love. It doesn't depend upon the presence or absence of an object.
Yeah. So the joy coming from a nice dinner or from a sex or a good movie is just like...
It's coming from you.
But it's an addition, or how can we say?
No, it's not additional.
So why do we seek it?
Well, if it's additional, it means what? It means there's two things in reality.
Yeah.
Additional means there's one thing and then something to add onto it. It looks like it's an addition, but it's not. It's not an addition. Any joy that comes from myself.
Yeah.
The objects are value neutral. They don't have any joy in them. If the objects had value neutral, then the same object would give me the same joy it gives you.
Mm.
I mean, if the joy was in the object, then the object would give the same joy to everybody.
Yeah.
But object A gives pleasure to one person and pain to another person.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like some people love smoking. But if you give me a cigarette, they love smoking. It gives them so much pleasure to smoke. They smoke all their lives. They smoke so much they kill themselves. And I saw guys when I grew up that used to smoke they had lung disease and they couldn't breathe, and they'd smoke through the tracheotomy, through a hole in there.
Huh.
Even though they were dying, they kept on smoking.
But why exactly then, if we are non-dual love, non-dual happiness, why do we watch or eat a nice dinner or watch a movie or whatever?
Well, why not?
Well, because the implied meaning of being...
Well, what you're saying is that we shouldn't live. Because life is just enjoyment of things. That's all it is.
Well, I'm just trying to understand, because you're saying you cannot add to non-dual choice.
But you have no choice about what you're doing.
Yeah. So the jiva in choice, nevertheless.
Yeah.
Based on its desires and fears.
Based upon the actions it's done in the past.
Yeah. So or in other words, the jiva does not disappear with moksha.
No, that's right. The jiva does not. The individual does not disappear with moksha.
Mm.
The individual. Why? Because that jiva started before moksha.
Yeah.
And moksha doesn't destroy that string of karma.
Yeah.
The karma is going to continue.
Yeah.
It's just that when I realize who I am, I know that karma is not real, so it doesn't affect me. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Like we used two examples: a burnt rope, and roasted seeds.
Oh yeah. Vasanas after enlightenment.
After enlightenment, the vasanas are like a burnt rope.
Yeah.
Before enlightenment, they're like a rope.
Yeah.
They bind you. They tie you down.
Yeah.
But once the knowledge has burned that rope up, in other words, rendered it unreal,
yeah.
Then what? It looks like a rope, but it can't bind you.
Oh yeah.
And the other is the roasted seeds. Now, roasted seeds can't sprout, can it?
Mm.
In other words, then your actions won't produce any more karma for you, but you get to enjoy the actions that are coming out.
Yeah.
Just like like a seed. If you roast a seed, then it tastes nice.
Yeah.
So that's why Ramana says, there's bhoga in vasanas. That means enjoyment vasanas for jnanis.
Mm.
People who know who they are, they just enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
And they don't try to enjoy themselves because they just enjoy the results of the action that come to them from things they've done in the past. So if I went fishing in the past, I enjoy fishing now. If I watched TV in the past, I enjoy watching TV now. Why not? What's the difference? Before I thought it was real, now I don't know it's not real. So I get to enjoy it without the suffering.
Yeah. And once you are free, you are able to say no to things which are not in accordance with your
You can say no, but you needn't say no.
Yeah.
If you have to say no to certain things, then you're not free. But saying no is an option.
Yeah.
In other words, your vasanas have become non-binding. Your vasanas no longer bind. Non-binding doesn't mean
going back to accepting the ugliness.
That's right.
So yeah, that's why the vasanas are not binding anymore, because you see that it's not actually painful or suffering.
That's right.
It's just an
It's
idea.
only suffering because you believe they're real.
Yeah, because it's an idea.
Yeah. Ugliness is an idea.
Yeah.
There's nothing ugly here. There's nothing beautiful here. There's just you. There's just existence, isness.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
That's a good one.
This is very difficult to understand.
Yeah.
This is one of the most important topics in the spiritual world. And so many people are completely caught up by this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, because they've had problems with their egos, with their with themselves, all along, and they want those problems to be gone.
Yeah.
And the problems are gone, but they're not gone in the way they think they're going to go.
Yeah.
Understand? They're just going to see they aren't real problems.
Yeah.
Right? But the same things are going to happen, because Ishvara, or God, the one that's creating action and creating this world, doesn't care if you're enlightened or not. Huh? If you do actions, they're going to be, Ishvara has to give the results of those actions. Now, if I did an action now, and then I realize I'm the self now, I've moved to this position. I'm not here as an actor anymore. I've moved to a non-actor. I moved to actionless awareness. Then what? The karma is not going to stop here. The karma is going to keep on going because it's in a different dimension of reality.
Yeah.
I'm in this dimension, and the karma is in this dimension. But the karma is going to continue. My wife's going to be my wife. My kids are going to be my kids. My job's going to be my job. My body's going to be my body. I'm going to breathe the same. I'm going to digest the food the same. Everything's going to be, my thoughts are going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same as they were before. It's just that what? They don't have any impact on me.
Yeah.
Because they're not real.
Yeah.
So, in what the people in the spiritual world think is that they're going to be non-existent. Huh? There's not going to be any ego. There's not going to be any thoughts. There's not going to be any objects. There's not going to be anything there. There's just going to be a luminous awareness. Well, there's luminous awareness when all those things are there too.
Yeah. It's just the way we tackle them, how we understand those objects.
Yeah, and if you understand what the self is and what the objects are, and you're clear about the difference between them, then what? Then you won't confuse yourself with your jiva or the things that are happening to your jiva, to your personality, to you as a person.
Yeah.
See, most people, for them it's just an either or, because they haven't got the kind of intellect that's subtle enough to understand things as a both and. They think it's an either or. If you have this, if you're sick, you're not healthy. If it's day, it's not night. Huh? But there's twilight, isn't there? And you can be healthy and sick at the same time. Part of you can be sick and part of you can be healthy. In fact, there's disease in you all the time, even when you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Isn't there? So there's no actual contradiction between positives and negatives. There's an apparent contradiction. And we've been so conditioned to think that if you have thoughts, you don't have awareness. And if you have awareness, you don't have thoughts. But we don't understand that you can have both awareness and thoughts, and they're not going to conflict each other. Because awareness is in one order of reality, and the thoughts are in another. Just like a movie screen. The movie screen is in one order of reality, and all the characters played on the movie screen is in another order.
And the difference is, before I took the characters on the screen as real, and I was suffering and crying for them, and now I still see the actors, but I don't take them to be real. I see they are unreal, so I don't suffer anymore.
Yeah, they come and go. They appear,
Yeah.
And I'm the screen.
Yeah.
I'm the screen on which all of these my thoughts and feelings and karmas and actions and events and situations are playing. Those things are me, but I'm not them.
Yeah. Okay.
They depend upon me, they exist in me, and so forth. But I'm free of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an important teaching.
That's a very important teaching.
Among many.
That's the essence of Vedanta.
Yeah.
Satya and Mithya. What's real and what's apparently real.
Yeah.
When you take something that's apparently to be real, then you suffer. When you understand that a thing is apparently real, you don't identify with it, and then your suffering stops.
Yeah.
But I only chase these experiences because I think they're real. If I knew they weren't real, I wouldn't chase them.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a totally counterintuitive and difficult thing to understand.
Yeah.
The ego doesn't want to understand that. So there's a tremendous resistance to this teaching.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, I've been there, where the ego tried to make up arguments against Vedanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, James.